everyone, welcome back to Making It Up. I'm Isa, and today we are talking all things sun-kissed makeup. The sun-kissed makeup look, or like that sunburnt look on your skin, is recently been all the rage thanks to Madison Beer's Vogue Get Ready With Me video where she applied Charlotte Tilbury's blush all over her cheeks, and a lot of people on TikTok are also doing it, so it's very popular and I personally love the look, especially if you add in, freckles, like blush and freckles are my jam. You guys know this. And I've been loving this look, especially for the summer months. I think it's just so fitting to make you look, a little sunburnt, sun-kissed without the actual sun damage, because nobody wants that, right? So I've been testing and trying this trendy look out for a while, and I feel like I have cracked the code. I have a pretty solid routine. I have a bunch of tips and tricks on how to make it look natural, and I think I've come up with a pretty good routine, so I wanted to show you guys today. If you've been curious about trying this look, but you're skeptical of putting blush literally all over your face, or if you just want to learn how to do it or just try it out along with me, then this is the video for you, because today I'm going to show you all my tips and tricks on how to get that sunburnt, sun-kissed makeup look and make it look natural. So let's stop rambling and let's get to the look. For today's look, I'm just focusing on the skin since this is a very skin-centric look. So I just did a little bit, wash of eyeshadow, bit of mascara, brows. You can do this with any eye look, I think, but I like to keep it simple and keep the focus on the skin. So let's go ahead and do that. So the key to a natural sun-kissed look is layers. You want to layer your products. You don't want to go in with a ton at once, because then that doesn't make it look natural. So the first step is obviously the base. You want to even out your base so that you don't have a bunch of redness on your skin, because if you combine that redness with blush, it can just look splotchy and it won't look intentional. So we wanna even everything out first, and I am going to do that with the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I stole this from my mom because I freaking love it. So we're gonna use a little bit of this all over my skin. Let me take off my ring. And this is great because it's very lightweight, but it covers and evens out everything pretty well, and that's exactly what you want. You don't want anything super full coverage unless you're about that life. You just want to even out your skin tone. For my concealer, I'm gonna go in with my Milk Makeup Fix Concealer in Light Sand. This one is also really good, and I'm gonna cover my under eye circles because I do have pretty bad discoloration under my eyes. But if you don't, I think that a light layer of a tinted moisturizer or something like the Fenty Ease Drops would work perfectly for you. Okay, and once that is done, I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder just to set a bit, because I have oily skin. If you have drier skin, then you don't necessarily have to set. I just find that setting helps with the longevity of my makeup. After we're done setting the face, it's time to move on to the cheeks. Now, this is the most important part. It's where you want to pay the most attention. For starters, bronzer is optional. If you want to do a sun-kissed look, bronzer and contour is optional. If you tend to go a little bit heavy-handed with those, then I recommend you leave them out, because they can lead to a muddy look since we're going to be applying a ton of blush. But if you actually want to add bronzer or contour, then I recommend something light, something like a liquid formula or something that's very, very sheer. Today I am using the Armani A Contour in number 20, and this is very, very sheer and very liquidy, so it works perfectly for what I'm trying to do. It'll just add a bit of definition, but it won't make anything I apply on top of it look muddy. So I'm just gonna use this on the cheekbones and add the slightest bit of definition, as you can see. You can also add a little bit on your temples if you want it to add a bit more color into your skin. And the key here is to go in very, very lightly with your products. Again, as you can see, I barely even applied much of this. It's defined and it looks defined, but it's not heavy and it doesn't feel like it's gonna be moving around, which is key so that our makeup doesn't look muddy later on. So now let's move on to the main event, obviously the blush. Depending on your skin tone, I feel like there will be a lot of blushes that will either work for this look or won't work for this look. In general, I feel like everyone should go for something that has a little bit more of a reddy, earthy undertone, nothing like super red or super pink. I would stick to more neutral tones because I feel like that, you know, when you burn, you don't burn orange, right? it's a little bit more attuned to your skin tone. So the product that I'm going to be using today as my first layer of blush is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm in Cinnamon. It's this beautiful like reddy terracotta-y shade, and it is very amazing specifically for this look because, as you can see, it is very neutral, but it's still kind of bright, and I usually do burn like this, so it works perfectly. And I'm gonna go in with a second layer after this to intensify the look. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this. I'm not gonna go ham with this. It's just the base layer, okay? So we're not gonna go crazy with the base layer. If I like pinch my cheeks, you can see here, this is the apple. And I'm gonna do the apple. I can't speak and do that at the same time, but I'm gonna do the apple and I'm gonna take it back. Not going too far up on the temples, just like apple and take it back. And again, I'm starting with only a little bit of product, so you won't be able to see it super intensely. Okay, so once I have it on the apple and back, I'm gonna add the slightest bit here, wherever there's no blush. Just a tiny bit, like very, very little. And I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. I think the key to this look is to not go like below your apples because that can just bring your whole face down. So if you ever do accidentally, go in with either your foundation brush, sponge, whatever, and just clean it up under here. Once we've done like the apples back and a little bit to the front of the face to connect with the nose, I'm gonna go into the nose. Again, I'm using only a little bit of product. And I'm not doing like my whole nose, I'm just stippling it on top of my nose. If you only want to do one blush, if you don't want to layer it up, then I definitely recommend you go in again with light layers of the same blush and build it up to your desired intensity. But I like to go in with 2 blushes to layer. One cream liquid that is more lightweight that you can use to build up the color, and then one powder blush that is perfect to set. But that might just be because I have oilier skin. If you have drier skin, you could just do a liquid or a cream and build it up to your desired intensity. But for me, for now, this is all I'm gonna do with the cream, and I'm gonna move on to the powder, and I'm gonna teach you how to layer that effectively. So for my powder blush, I'm using the Burt's Bees Blush with Bamboo in Toasted Cinnamon. It looks like this. The color isn't exact, but it's still like earthy, more bronzy toned, so I think this will layer really nicely. One thing I will say though is that this has shimmer on it, and I would prefer something that has no shimmer on it. I just don't have a tone like this without shimmer, but shimmer can obviously make it look very fake and even heavier, and it can accentuate the texture. So if you're doing this, try and find something that has no shimmer on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a blush brush. I think I could even go for something that's smaller than this for more precision, and I'm gonna add a little bit of this, just the tiniest bit to the tip, and I'm gonna swoop this on top of wherever I applied the cream previously. And as you can see, this side is a little bit more intense than this side, but it doesn't look heavy because I didn't have to go in with either a ton of layers of the cream or a ton of layers of a powder to build up the intensity. It still looks like my skin. And once I do that, I'll assess if there are areas where I need a little bit more and apply it, or if I went a little further down and just blend. And one more thing that I recommend is not taking your blush up too much. You definitely want to leave space for your under eyes, otherwise it's gonna look like you've just been punched or like you have pink eye. So I'm liking the intensity of this so far, so I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Again, you can choose to be more intense, but I do recommend going in with light layers if you're gonna be more intense so that it doesn't look cakey on your skin. After this, if you already have natural freckles or you are not a fan of freckles, then you can definitely leave that out of the equation. But I will be adding a few freckles with my freckle maker, whatever, just all over the skin. One thing I forgot to mention because I was so into applying my freckles was highlighter. I think you can either add highlighter or not to this look. It doesn't matter. I personally don't love to do that, especially because I added a cream and my blush already had some shimmer in it, so it's definitely not needed. If you have more of a dry skin or you really like that glowy look, then definitely go ahead and apply some highlighter. It's optional. For this look, it's optional because the look is all about the flushed cheeks. So after you're done with your freckles, if you decided to do them or not. Then it's time to set everything. You definitely want to set it so that it doesn't move around or it doesn't fade. Blush tends to fade very quickly, which is another reason why I like to go in with layers when it comes to this look, but you definitely want to make sure that it stays put. So I obviously love the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. It's my bae. So I'm just gonna do a few spritzes of this and then we'll be done. Okay, let me zoom you guys in and we can see what we're working with here. So this is it. This is the look. I love it. I just think the whole Sunkissed look with Freckles just looks amazing. As you can see, the base is looking super, super natural. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, which was the goal, but it is looking very even. And obviously, this area is looking amazing. My color is looking a little bit washed out, I will say, because of the lighting. It is a little more intense in person, but the beauty of this look is you can personalize it. And if you want it to be more intense or less intense, you definitely can. But yeah, this is the look. I love it. I think it's perfect for summer, and it's not hard once you get the hang of it. Okay guys, and that is a wrap for my tips and tricks on the Sunkissed makeup look. Again, as I mentioned, I really love it. I think it's fitting for summer. You could wear it the whole year long, honestly. But there's something about wearing it for summer that just, it's part of the season, I feel like. So if you like this look and you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you're into the Sunkissed look. Like, do you like it? Are you a blush fan? Would you be down to apply blush literally all over your face? Let me know. Because I know a lot of people love it, but maybe some of you don't. So let me know what you think of this whole trend look situation. If you're into super easy and real makeup and beauty content like today's video, then please make sure to subscribe. I upload videos every week, and I'd love to see you here every single weekend whenever I upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful and informative, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Bye, everybody. Mwah!